Okay, well, things aren't going real good with the Model T. Alrighty, back on the tow truck. Got the front tires on, looking good. Haven't got the hydraulic steering done yet, but I did bleed the steering. The box works. Winch is on. Got the air locker installed. And a lot of people made comments on one of the last videos and said I should put a box on the back to put some straps in. That way I got quick access to them. Good idea. I do read the comments. I do listen. So I was going through my junk and I found this box that I took off from another old tow truck that I had. The only problem is it doesn't have a bottom in it, so I think I'll cut a piece of plywood or something like that and put that in the bottom. I'll finish it up real nice so that it doesn't rot. But I think I'm going to put it right here. This is where I used to have an old hydraulic jack. There was a hydraulic floor jack on there for probably 10, 12 years, and I realized I never used it one time, so I decided to take it off. I'm going to put an aluminum floor jack on like a Harbor Freight style, but it'll probably go under the seat so it doesn't rot. But then we're going to do something else. We're actually going to convert the alternator to a welder. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's really simple. You don't need to go buy the expensive Premier power welders. You don't need to buy somebody's kit. You can actually make any alternator on an automobile into a welder. The larger the alternator, the better it welds. But these alternators, diesel alternators, 130, 140 amp, they weld perfect on these things. They'll make 110 volts. They'll run a grinder. They'll run a drill. They'll run basically brush type motors. But yeah, we'll show you how to do that. I've got the wire diagram. I'll walk you through step by step and show you everything you need to know about making an alternator into a welder. Just like that. Nice shiny piece of wood in the bottom with some lacquer on it. A lockable box. So we'll put some straps in that. The overflow will go under the seat. My chains will continue to stay in here. I'll have a few chains on it because I do a lot of lifting and you can't lift with straps. Most of the time you got to use chains. So we'll get her set up. Successful trip around the block, so that's 10 psi. Tires didn't fall off. I need to mark the rears. I think I'm going to mark them and drive it around and see if the tire actually rotates on the rim at all. But other than that, I think we're ready to load up and go to Paul's, help him with his little project. So we'll get that done. Alright, the weather's finally cooling off in Havasu, and I know cooling off in Havasu, most people don't understand that, so I'll explain it. When the weather cools off here, we get our summer basically. So we call this springtime because the weather's nice enough we can go outside. It's basically exactly opposite of the rest of the country where winter comes in and you end up hunkered down inside and can't do much outside other than snowmobile and ski. So getting the Jeep ready for Trail Hero. I got a little power steering leak there. A little puddle on the ground. Also, the rear air locker wasn't working when I took it out last time.
was when I did the bio. So we're gonna pull this cover off. It's draining right now. But we're gonna fire up this old Model T and get it out here and clean this up, air the tires up. Tires are almost flat. So we retard the timing, throttle's off, brakes locked, turn the key on, and then if we don't break our arm here, we'll get her in a fire. Oh, first try. First try, I love it. Awesome. Alright. A little dirty. Put some timing in it. Oops, that was throttle. This is timing. Timing, throttle. And throttle. And we'll take that off. And this is the low pedal. Push down for low. We're gonna have some flat spots on the tires. And then the center pedal, there's some terrible filming, but the center pedal will be reversed. And then you set the parking brake. Everything got some flat spots. We'll air the tires up. Take it for a lift. Okay, well, things aren't going real good with the Model T. So this tire is extremely flat and doesn't seem to want to hold. So I think we're going to go ahead and pull it off and patch the tube. Kind of crazy, these tires, they don't really come off like you think they would. So back in the olden days, they used to peel the rim out of the tire, not the tire off the rim. Just like that. It's a large 4-lug hub. So right here is a 9/16 bolt, and get my baby crescent wrench out here. Peel this off. I actually have a motorcycle tube in this because I've had so many problems with the other tubes. They come from China, and mostly the problem's the valve stem. They get low on air and they just peels the valve stem right off of them. So essentially what we do here is we take this here tool. This thing is something out of a bad movie. What you want to do is situate it about like so. And as you peel the thing in, it shrinks the rim down. And just like that, peel the rim out of the tire, tube out. That was where I patched it once before. I don't know, maybe it's leaking there again. Have to air it up good to see where we're leaking. And then put a patch on it. Right there by the valve stem, doggone it. I don't know if a patch is going to hold very good there. That's kind of some harder plastic. But we'll give it a try. So after looking around a little bit, I had this tire in the other garage, and it's from a 29 Model A. So I'm going to peel it off, and it's a little newer, so the tire actually peels off the rim rather than the rim off the tire. I want to powder coat this rim anyway, so the tire needs to be dismounted, and I'm going to try to save the tube because it has a legit tube in it. So see if we can peel it off. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to bump you. Okay, so now these little posts here will actually push out when you reverse this thing, and it will actually push this back up on the lock to where you can put the screw back in it. And what I like to do is basically push it close to where it's ready to go. Then with the valve core out, just inflate and deflate the tube so that it pushes the tube in and doesn't wrinkle it. And then with that back on, I'll get that started again. And then with our baby crescent wrench, I like these baby crescent wrenches. It's actually a Proto 704-S. Very narrow, opens up to 9/16, which I guess that's technically a 3/8 bolt. Now with that tight, we'll undo this and take it off. And I actually don't like to inflate these until they're on the vehicle, because this little ring is kind of dangerous. I've had them kind of blow in. So let's see if I can set you guys up there. So there's one hole on here that's oblong, and it's oblong for a reason. It's so you can put the valve stem in up here on the Model Ts. So we'll actually clear this bolt. And we're knocking bolts out. It's crooked. There we go. And with everything in place, now we can air it up. I like to air it up fully tight. Full tight, about 30 psi. And then with the valve core out, we'll let the air back out of it. That makes the tube relax, the rim relax. And then once it deflates, we'll put this back on. Air it up to about 40 pounds and we should be ready to go for a ride. So by letting that tube actually relax back in position, it gets the wrinkles out of it, it gets it out of tight spots. so that the next time you air it up, it doesn't pinch. So now we'll go to 40 psi. Like that, we are in business with the Model T. Let's take this thing for a spin. See if we can get her to start. I like to hand crank it, but it does have an electric start. Ren, let's go for a ride, dog. You ready to go for a ride? Huh? You got a fresh bath today? Ren's going for a Model T ride. Flat spots on the tires. Desiree's trying to film. She's more worried about the dog. The dog is having a great time. Like, I'm just riding in the countryside in a Model T.
Come out. You stay in there? Won't come out.
You like riding in a Model T, don't you, dog? Yeah, you do. Thanks for watching.